Adelaide Crows. This is interesting, this one.
I
Because I
actually
feel like they had a roller coaster of a season.
TEX.
How
It was that TikTok the other day.
That's a terrible TikTok. I am going
What was
to...
the racial slur that he used? Was it against
Don't say it.
Indigenous people?
Don't,
What was
yes,
it?
it was. Yes, it was. It's a
Okay.
cheese brand. Former cheese brand. They don't
Former cheese brand.
even call it that anymore. That's how bad it is. They don't even call it that anymore. It's called something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Asia a year ago.
Anyway, we're not here to
That's
talk
the
about
sort of-
Texas fucking
hold-
report card.
Hold on. No,
Texas
because
report
that's
cards
the
in
sort
the
of
bin.
comment. That's the sort of comment that could turn a team's C season into an F season.
Oh,
That could,
not shit again. Not
So-
or
another.
a D. Or a D.
So Adelaide, right? I think most people genuinely would have put Adelaide in the bottom two.
Yep.
Right? At the start of the
Good
season,
call. Yeah.
after last year.
Right, Adelaide winning 2 games this year.
Exactly.
Well,
People
they-
thought that they didn't improve whatsoever.
Mm.
So if we're going based just on performance, like the way they finished higher than I thought they were going to finish.
Yeah.
But the problem I also have with Adelaide is they started the season so well. Remember at the start of the year, Adelaide were in the top 8 for that long, and then they just absolutely went to shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To be fair, though, Adelaide had a very
That
easy.
brings them down as well.
I recall Adelaide had a very easy start to the season.
This season, they had Geelong and Swans.
They beat Geelong and the Swans.
Did
They
they?
did beat Geelong.
Because
They
I
beat
remember they beat Gold Coast.
Yeah, they beat
Yeah,
Geelong.
they beat Gold Coast, yeah.
I remember the Gold Coast game. That was a pretty close game.
I think, yeah. Tex Walker
Tex was real this year.
probably
apart from-
shouldn't play
They
again.
beat Melbourne as well. Didn't remember that.
Yeah, that's
Yep. At one point.
They
apart
literally
from-
had some good upsets this year. Performance-wise, as a team, they did well. But
they have a young team as well. I feel they have their veterans and they have their seasoned players, but they got a lot of young players in there to carry forward.
yeah, as I just said, I think their leading goal kicker should never play again.
From his comments.
Yeah. I think like after that, you can't. I don't know how you can walk back into a club that has Indigenous players and be like
Definitely have your-
respect me. Like they're just not
Yeah.
going to.
You definitely
Yeah.
have your between your legs.
I don't know how, and I don't think I think his apology was somewhat sincere, but I don't.
I feel like it was very sincere.
I don't know.
It doesn't
Mm.
cut his behaviour and what he said.
No.
Obviously, you got to hold yourself better as the next. I mean, he took his club to a grand final. He's, as a captain.
Yeah, well,
think
that's the
it's-
thing. He was the captain of the club. He's not now, but he was.
He's no longer the captain. I think Sloaney is, but I think there'll definitely be a big review right now, probably going on with Tex and whether they think it's good that he continues going forward as an AFL player.
Because I think he's definitely in their leadership group.
Oh, for sure he is.
Yeah, so as Tom said, I think that does bring my rating down a little bit, unfortunately, for the rest of the team. Because I think it is going to change how they line up because I think he finished 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that happened as well. Like it's very stupid that he did that. But up until that point, he was having a great season as well. And
Yeah.
for a fair majority of the year, he was leading the Coleman until Harry Mackay. I don't want to say Harry Maguire. Harry Mackay, I think he had that good stretch towards the end of the year. But I think for a lot of the start of that season, it was Tex leading the Coleman. And yeah, sad. Not sad. It's just it is sad in a way that what went down, like that should never have happened. I think that should have never happened in the first place. You know, those choice of words is something that should never have come to mind, especially when you're such a big figure at a club like Adelaide. I think it's really disappointing that he chose those words to say about a player that he probably knew nothing about as well.
He wouldn't have.
Like he would have not known who Robbie Young is, so that's pretty disappointing.
I think that definitely constitutes an F.
A Tex Walker F
They're
behavior,
already the team's already in the the team's already in the shitter. They've had a slightly better year than last year, but they're still in the shitter. They're still 15th, and they may have just lost their key forward forever.
Yeah,
that's an F.
Well, they've already lost their other key forward in Tom Lynch. He's not the greatest, but he's another option up forward as a key.
Yeah, I think they're looking to move towards Darcy Fogarty, though. That's why they've done that.
Fogarty's built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
He can bring a lot to the table as their sole key forward, I feel.
They honestly do have some good young players. I think Tex Walker's behaviour was an F, but I don't think Adelaide's performance was an F. I think if we're just talking about Adelaide's performance based on expectations from last year, it's nearly like C minus, because I genuinely thought they were going to be in the bottom two. And they ended up winning the same amount of games as Gold Coast, who have had priority picks for the last 4 years.
For me, I'm going to go with a C because, and I'm keeping this separate from the Tex Walker incident.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's say,
club, and
I'm going to wipe out Tex.
I'm going to leave Tex out of this, and bar the Tex Walker incident, it's a C for me.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm gonna go with C plus, even without Tex, but like even if he's still there, he's only got 1 more year on his contract anyway. So that's like they were only going to have him for 1 more year. So I don't see it being too much of a difference next year. Like they'll have to play a different game style up forward, but yeah, they'll probably just work something out. So hopefully they can produce something good next year.
Yeah. So Tom, you're actually saying F?
Bar the Tex situation, probably a D. I don't think we can't bar the Tex situation. That is what it is. That's a massive thing.
Yeah.
You can't bar that.
But I also think that as much as he does represent the club, he doesn't, like, just because he fucked up doesn't mean the whole club did. Because it's not like they went out and protected him.
Yeah, but we're not rating the team. We're not rating teams based on their morals or their values or whatever. We're basing it on how fucked they are or how well they're doing.
About their performances on the field, not off the field.
Yeah, so on the field, I think they've performed better.
They've performed better.
So
so D. Is a good coach out there as well.
So you've got a C plus, 2 C's and a D, right?
Yeah.
So should we go with C minus?
Oh, it's a C.
C minus. I'll C.
I'm going to C minus.
Okay, C minus it is.
C minus.
C minus for the Adelaide Crows.